This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's me, Jeff Cutter Diamond, welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, April 17th, 1953, the great Mickey Mantle made history. Yes, you can see by the picture, he allegedly hit a tape measure home run out of Washington's Griffith Stadium, which is not an easy home run hitting ballpark. I should know because I played Griffith Stadium on both MVP Baseball 05 and I don't know why Griffith Stadium is not part of the baseball lineup for All-Star Baseball 2005. Of course, I'm PS2, I'm an old school gamer, if you will. But yeah, anyway, so Mickey Mantle did that. He was an icon. Before I get to Mantle's career, let's talk about 1953. If I can, because, oh yeah, here we go. He hit a right-handed home run off of Chuck Stobbs at Griffith Stadium, April 17, 1953. It was measured by Traveling Secretary Red Patterson to have traveled 565 feet. Deducting distance for bounces, there's no doubt that it would have landed over 500 feet without a bounce and all that. So, in fact, that Mickey Mantle home run was called a tape measure home run. That's the first time we ever see that. So basically, that's the debut of the word tape measure home run. So anyway, Mickey Mantle was an icon and all that. You can probably guess why I want to go more into Mantle's career because, he's dead, unfortunately. If he was alive, Mantle would be aiming for 90 years old. I know some people are 90 years old still. But anyway, Mantle played his entire career with the Yankees from 51 to 68 as a center fielder, right fielder, and first baseman. He was a first baseman. Mantle is basically called the greatest switch hitter in baseball history, and I wouldn't disagree with that. So anyway, he was a great offensive threat. He has the second highest OPS plus rating among center fielders in history, behind Mike Trout. And he actually had a high stolen base percentage. Did not know that. He was known for his tape measure home runs, and he had 536 career home runs, 10 times in a season he batted better than 300, and is actually the leader in walk-up home runs with 13. That's the record? I thought someone would have had 15 or 16 by now. Anyway, he was a legend. He won the Triple Crown in 1956 when he led the major leagues, much less the American League, because the Triple Crown, you win within your own league, American League, National League. 353 for batting average, home runs 52, RBIs 130, which was amazing. The Triple Crown's been won not too many times after Mantle. I think it was Frank Robinson who was the next one in line, then Yastrzemski, then Miguel Cabrera. Anyway, he played 16 All-Star games. 3-time MVP and only 1 Gold Glove. He appeared in 12 World Series. Well, easy to be in World Series when the Yankees were a freaking dynasty throughout your career, kind of. He has the World Series records for home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, and bases. So Mantle started in 1951. He looked decent and all that. Casey Stengel thought he would be a right fielder, and was given the number 6. But basically, after being in a massive slump, he didn't feel good. He wanted to go back to Oklahoma. His dad said, I thought I raised a man, but I raised a coward instead. You can come back to Oklahoma to work the mines with me and all that. His dad got him out of his slump. And then Mantle wore number 7 when he came back up. Unfortunately, Mantle's rookie career season would be plagued by a massive injury as Willie Mays hit a fly ball to right center field. Mantle, who was right fielder, with Joe DiMaggio, raced for the ball together. However, when Mantle was trying to get out of DiMaggio's way when he called for the ball, He tripped over an exposed drain pipe and injured his right knee. This would be a massive injury, which would plague him for most of his career. Mantle would move to center field after DiMaggio retired after the 51 World Series. Thankfully, though, Mantle's left leg didn't mean it didn't help matters. It actually helped him that he didn't have to go to military services. All that. The fans were not too pleased, saying that Mantle should have been in the army because of the Korean War, military service. However, a publicized exam meant he was not allowed. He was rejected. So anyway, he would have momentum in 1956 Triple Crown winner. He was one of the major stars in the league. In 1961, he was the highest paid player in baseball by history by signing a $75,000 contract, equivalent to $640K in today's dollars. Mantle's top salary would be $100,000 for the 63 season. He actually never asked for another raise, which was pretty good. So anyway, Mantle was involved in a massive home run chase in 1961 with fellow Yankee and person with the last name starting with M, Roger Maris. Mantle looked good and all that. But there were some traditionalists who didn't want Mantle to break the record, despite the fact that, he would, because he was injury prone and he was from Oklahoma. Anyway, Mantle and Maris would go head to head and all that. There were a lot of people that said that Mantle and Maris were bitter at each other during the home run chase, but that is far from true. It's been massively proven that Mantle was helping Maris out. They were even roommates for a while, which was pretty good. All that. Mantle was seen in New York media as the golden boy, Maris as the surly outsider, even though that Maris was not. Maris was really shy and all that. He was a blunt upper Midwesterner from North Dakota. Sadly, though, Mantle was hospitalized by an abscess in his hip he got from a flu shot late in the season. I don't know why you put a needle in your hip. I guess because as a baseball player, you need your arms. But anyway, Mantle would tap out with 54 home runs, which isn't bad. Maris would break the record with 61 home runs, although there would be an asterisk because he didn't do it in 154 games like Babe Ruth did with his 60 home run season. But the asterisk was taken out in 1991, if you must know. Mantle looked good and all that. Mantle actually was in the 61 World Series. He hit a famous pinch hit home run. No, sorry. When the Yankees lost Game 2 to the Reds, he said he couldn't bear to be in the hospital bed and have the Reds win the World Series. So Mantle got out of there. I think he hit a pinch hit home run. I can't remember in that series. But anyway, 1962, injuries would basically come back to haunt him in a sense. However, Mantle in Game 3 of the 64 World Series would hit a famous home run off of Barney Schultz to walk off the Cardinals and win this World Series game. In fact, that home run broke the World Series home run record of Babe Ruth. He would hit 2 more home runs in the series for 18 home runs. But the Cardinals would win the World Series in 7 as is. His final seasons were not that pretty. The Yankees really sucked. 1966, they were last I think they were last or second last in the American League. It was so bad that only 500 fans came to the last game and all that. But Mantle did get his 500th home run, becoming the 6th member of the 500 home run club at that time. He would retire in March of 1969 and get recognized on June 8th, 1969. He was the Yankees' all-time leader in games played with over 2,400 before Derek Jeter broke it. Mantle was known for hitting long home runs. He almost hit one out of Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, the 1920s to 1970s Yankee Stadium. Remember, the Yankee Stadium that they left in 2008 to go to the new one, the current one, is not the original one. Injuries would just ruin them and all that. Mantle would actually be a part-time commentator for the Expos in 1972. Did not know that. Anyway, Mantle was a poor businessman, made bad investments and all that. But thankfully, his lifestyle was restored thanks to the sportsman with really a craze of the 1980s and all that. He got a lot of fees and all that. However, if memory serves me right, Mantle was actually ejected from baseball permanently by Commissioner Bertie Kuhn that he had an affiliation with gambling because he worked at an Atlantic City casino as a greeter and community representative. Mantle and Mays basically did the same thing. However, Kuhn's successor, Peter Ueberroth, famously known for helping the 1984 LA Olympic community, was baseball commissioner, and Ueberroth reinstated Mantle and Mays. Mantle met Merlin Johnson in Oklahoma to have 4 sons. However, Mantle said he married his wife because of a domineering father. When his drinking was public knowledge during his time, the press kept quiet about his many infidelities and all that, as per established practice. Mantle wasn't even discreet about them. He even brought his mistress along with his wife to his retirement ceremony. What the hell? Neither Mickey or Merlin would file for divorce, despite the fact they were living apart and all that. The 4 sons were Mickey Jr., David, Billy, and Danny. Like Mickey, Merlin and 3 of their sons actually were alcoholics. So basically, Mickey and his wife were alcoholics, and 3 sons were alcoholics. And Billy got Hodgkin's disease. Mickey Mantle did a lot of good things and all that. Unfortunately, his alcoholism really ruined him. It was hard. His hard living hurt his playing and his family life. All that. But his rationale was that the men in his family died young, so he expected to die young. His father died of Hodgkin's disease in 1952 at age 40. Yeah. So anyway, Mantle actually checked himself into the Betty Ford Clinic in 1994. That his liver was so badly damaged, it looked like a doorstop. All that. But unfortunately, Mantle, after he completed treatment, his son Billy would die of heart problems used by substance misuse. But he remained sober, even though the tragedy could send him back to drinking. Mickey Jr. would die of liver cancer in 2000. Mantle was in a Sports Illustrated cover story in 94 and said he was remorseful, very much so. He was telling the same old stories, but they were drunk and all that. He admitted he was cruel and hurtful to family, friends, and fans because of his alcoholism and sought to make amends. So Mantle became a Christian and all that. And he would get a liver transplant June of 1995. So anyway. Unfortunately, Mantle would not last long. August of 1995. At Baylor Medical Center, he died with his wife at his side 5 months after his mother died. There was a lot of people who came to Mickey Mantle's funeral in Oklahoma and all that. Bob Costas utilized Mantle, saying that he was a fragile hero to whom we had an emotional attachment so strong and lasting it defied logic. And Mantle came to accept and appreciate the distinction between being a role model and a hero. All that. However, yep, so his number 7 was retired on Mickey Mantle Day Jr., age 1969. All that. So, amazing. He was such beloved that Topps baseball cards never issued a card number 7 for like many years after Mickey Mantle's death, but they would always make a Yankee the number 7 card in their pack. I don't know how they know about numbering the players, but anyway, Mickey Mantle was an icon, and don't you forget it. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do